Question number 1. Should the cover of the book have artwork, or is it okay to have just text or no artwork? And my question back to you is, are you intending to sell the book? Because historically, books with artwork on the cover have sold at a much higher level than books without. So a couple of years ago, I did a little experiment here in Santa Fe. I went to a local bookstore, met with the owner, and he showed me the books that would sell just based on their cover art. So in front of us was an enormous table of books. Each book was face up. And he stood next to that table and he said, that book, that book, that book, that book, those will sell, irrelevant of the quality of writing, those will sell just based on the artwork. If you're not selling your book, it doesn't matter. What matters is that your cover is engaging. You want it to be striking. You want it to be simple. You want it to be easy to read. You want it to be funny if possible. Anything that will get someone's attention away from their telephone and onto your book is a good thing, because that's really what we're after here. We're after undivided attention for someone to stop what they're doing, put their phone down, and pick up your book. So the cover is really your best chance to make that happen. So it just has to be engaging. Question number 2, and this is a good one. This is one of my favorite questions. How many images do I need to make a book? I have probably been asked that several hundred times in my career at Blurb, maybe even more. I'm not so good at math, so I don't know, could be more. My question to you back is, and I'm being serious now, do I need photographs to do a photo book? Because what if I said to you, I want you to think of a famous photograph, and I want you to write 10 fictional narratives to accompany that photograph? Do I even need the photograph? I don't know. I've seen very successful photography books done with a single image, and I think that that is completely viable. If I took a single image and I went out to 20 photographers and said, can you write me a paragraph as to why this image is good or why it resonates with you, that's a photo book. So I think we often get sort of mired in this classic traditional thinking about what a photography book has to look like, whether that's 50 images or 75 or 100. Most of the time now, based on sort of modern society, trying to get somebody to look at 50 or 60 or 70 photographs at a time, that's a really difficult thing. Most people are not gonna have that kind of time or attention span to really get through it. So less is more. I love small, sort of inconsequential books that have maybe 10 or a dozen photographs total with a little bit of copy, a little explanation, a little work about the author, about what the story is about. I would much prefer to trade the number of photographs for a better story. So I do think you can do a book with a single image. I don't think you need a lot. And it's the perfect opportunity to rethink how you view a photography book. Question number 3. This is also one of my favorite questions. I have probably been asked this even more than question number 2. And question number 3 is, can I mix color and black and white photographs in a book? And the short answer is yes. The short answer is you can do anything you want if you, in my opinion, if you have justification for what it is you're doing. If I look at your book and I say to you, why is there both color and black and white in this book? And you say, I don't know, I just felt like it. That's not a great explanation. But if you said to me, okay, here's why I use the black and white, and here's why I use the color, and here's why they work well together, in my opinion, that's why I did it, then I say, okay, well, I get it. I get your rationale, and I'll take another look and have a look-see. The thing about mixing color and black and white is it complicates things. So typically when I look at my collection of photographic books, mostly monographs, when I look at this wall of books down the side of my house, very, very few of them mix color and black and white. Most of them are very consistent when it comes to the look and feel of how the photographs were made. That is purposeful because it's much easier for the reader to follow along when there is more consistency to the work itself. So again, you can mix, but you're upping your degree of difficulty exponentially. Some of you are going to be capable of pulling that off, and others aren't. So my advice is to start with books that are consistent, cohesive. That's one or the other. Choose color, choose black and white, and also choose a format. Don't mix square and 6x6 and 6x7 and 6x9 and 35 millimeter and all these other different kind of aspect ratios. Just pick one. Try to make the best photographs you can, the most consistent photographs you can, and start there. Question number 4. We've got some design-minded folks in the house. How many typefaces should I use for the entire book? That is a great question. I don't get nearly enough type questions in my job at Blurb. I wish I got more. I am by no means a type expert, but I have learned and scratched and clawed along the way to get myself a little bit of knowledge on fonts, and I've talked to a lot of other people who know a lot more than me. So my advice to you when it comes to typefaces is don't use any more than 2 during the construction of the book. You could think about title, half title, and then maybe a different type for the body copy inside the book. I wouldn't necessarily go beyond that. I wouldn't do 3, 4, 5 different typefaces. I have seen this happen several times through history, my history in photography and my history in collecting photo books. There are a couple of famous books that have sort of pushed the boundaries, but they were specifically done to push the boundaries. They weren't books where they accidentally backed into multiple typefaces. They were books that were designed from day one to say everything we've learned about type is wrong and we're gonna show you why. And they use all kinds of crazy different typefaces. Not recommending that. I would say start with 2, 3 at the most, and keep it simple.